watching the game last night, you see Lamar Jackson getting off to a great start in that game. You get early in the second quarter, and there's a lead for the Ravens. It's looking like Lamar Jackson is going to have himself a good game. Chris Collinsworth, and I love Collinsworth as an analyst. I don't think he's prone to too much hyperbole. I mean, he says some things, but Chris Collinsworth, when they cut to the booth, he says this about Lamar Jackson.
We've got a long way to go in this one. We have Tom Brady out there, I will remind everybody. But this is stunning, and I promise you, this is one of those moments in time when we're going to think back at a few years and go, you remember the night that Lamar Jackson and that Ravens style of offense took apart the Patriots, and we're going to be able to point to quarterbacks in the National Football League that got a chance because of this night.
Sizzling hot take by Chris Collinsworth, and a bold take because as he kind of touched on the top of that statement, it's early in the second quarter, and across the field, you don't have Fitzmagic. You've got Tom Brady, who has proven time and again. And across the field, you have Bill Belichick, who's one of the best second-half adjusting coaches in the NFL. So Collinsworth walked right out onto that limb.
I know.
Right there.
By the way, I remember a time 11 or 12 years ago that the Patriots defense got dismantled by the Wildcat.
Yeah. It happens. Like the Dolphins
it's
did
1
that.
week. It happens time to time.
Right?
Yeah, the Dolphins did.
Yeah, they win. But Patriots never win in Miami. For some reason, or they never play well in Miami.
Never play well.
For some reason, they go down there and think like it's the Dolphins, South Beach rules. You know, it's like they're like the 06 Mavericks when they have a 2-0 lead going down to South Beach. Wow. Just things get a little crazy down there at the Clevelander on South Beach. But, Collinsworth was right. Like, the way that game played out, he was right. He had a great against the Patriots, his numbers weren't gaudy. I'm looking at them. He threw for 2 touchdowns. He ran for 1. He had 224 yards of total offense. He's now 12-3 as a starter. And now on his short resume, he has a win and a carving up over one of, if not the best defenses in all of football. It is one of the best defenses statistically, and it gets amped up by the fact that they have been really opportunistic, like scoring on that end of the field. And Lamar Jackson went out there and played great. The Patriots gave up 4 offensive touchdowns to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens last night. They had given up 4 through the first 8 games of the season. That's how good Jackson was against a good defense. And he was clutch in this game. This wasn't one of those games they jumped out to like a 36-0 lead and they held on to it at the end. This was a game that they easily could have lost at the end of it. I mean, Brady and Aaron Rodgers are like the Tiger Woods of golf, at least what Tiger used to be early in his career, where if you saw them close in the fourth quarter, you were scared. It's like, all right. So when it got to be 24-20, I'm sitting there like, there's no way the Patriots lose this game. Like, they're just not going to lose. Brady's too good. Jackson's young. They'll figure him out, make him a thrower out of the pocket, and then all things are going to change. But in the start of that fourth quarter, they had just an incredible drive. There was an 8-play, 81-yard, 8-minute and 9-second drive that they put together, ended in a touchdown, and pushed it to 30-20 at that point. That was a defining drive for Lamar Jackson. That was his opportunity to say, look, you want to make a list of the best players in football? I'm one of the best players in football. I didn't just run around and get you 100 yards. I didn't throw early and stink up the joint late. Fourth quarter against Tom Brady, I put together an 8-play, 81-yard drive that gobbled up almost 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, and it also came right after the Patriots had a third down conversion, a catch. Brady made a great throw down the seam to Watson, dropped it, had to punt, and then the Ravens went on that 8-minute drive and kind of put the game away.
Yeah, really impressive out there. And look, he's Michael Vick-esque. He plays like Michael Vick in his prime. He looks like Randall Cunningham. He makes plays that not a lot of quarterbacks out there can play. I don't know if he's the MVP right now. I think Russell Wilson certainly has a great case to be made for being MVP. But if I'm New England, if I'm Kansas City, if I'm any of the playoff teams, I do not want to see Baltimore in the postseason.
And I think, like you said, he's not going to put up the gaudy pass stats. He's not going to throw for 400 yards like some of these other quarterbacks in the league, but he's going to make the dynamic play that just breaks your back on a 3rd and long when you think you have him wrapped up. He's going to scramble and find a guy crossing over the middle where he's going to make a run for 15 yards to keep a drive alive. And those are the things that kill you when you need to get your defense off the field.
Now, imagine if his arm continues to develop. I mean, he can become, Patrick Mahomes is the most dangerous running and throwing quarterback out there, at least before the injury for this season. But Lamar Jackson can become that type of player. He already is close to it. Like, his arm is a lot better than people have given him credit for early in his career, but he has just become a dual threat with the legs and with the arm. So great win for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I'm not going to get too panicky about the Patriots, but it bears repeating that they haven't played really good teams yet. The best team, I think, on their schedule was Buffalo up until this point. They now go into the teeth of it, but they've got some really tough teams coming up with the next 3 or 4 weeks, and we're going to see what Brady and that Patriots defense is ultimately made of.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.